Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. I have just witnessed in tropical Ipswich, Ipswich Town 2, Middlesbrough 2, a result that means that Ipswich finish above Norwich for the first time since 2009. I think these things matter to us. And Middlesbrough, a very late goal that did mean a switch of position right at the end. That goal meant that they claimed 5th place above Derby, who finished in 6th. So ramifications right to the end. Middlesbrough now have a playoff game against Aston Villa. They avoided Fulham with that very late goal. So Boro fans, we'll talk about it in a minute. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Be very interested to know your thoughts. Anyway, to the game. Ipswich with a lot of players back since last week's patched up team won 4-0 at Reading with lots of youngsters in. So Białkowski in goal, 3 centre-backs, Webster, Carter-Vickers, Knudsen, Webster in the middle of those 3. Spence, right wing-back, Kenlock, left wing-back. Skews comes back, Connolly and Nydam, the centre midfielders. Martin Waghorn up front, and fresh off his first goal all season, Freddie Sears starts with him. Middlesbrough, strong team. We wondered, would they rest people, but no. Pulis wanted that 5th position, obviously. So strong team from him. Randolph, back forward, Shot and Ayala, Gibson, Friend. The 3 in the middle of the midfield, Clayton, Besic, Howson. Traore off to the right, Downing off to the left with Assombalonga up front. Very strong front 3 for Boro. Quick throw in, 2nd minute, Waghorn and Skews 1-2. Waghorn tries outside of the foot and kind of miscues his shot. Waghorn with a low left-footed corner, don't know what he was trying, but it bounces, hits the outside of the post after 4 minutes. Ipswich start well. Kenlock pushing forward, ends up with Knudsen. They stand off him and he goes for the long ranger, which flies wide. Default shot, I think. 7 minutes, Ipswich take the lead incredibly. Boro are actually on the attack. Assombalonga has it to the right. He comes in field and it falls for Skews. And I'm wrongly yelling at Skews, get rid of it, get rid of it. But he slides it to Waghorn, who wins a throw-in and very cleverly, very quickly, before Boro can reset, throws the ball straight down the line for Sears. Now, Sears is not favourite to win this, but he robs his man and away he goes down in the inside right position. And this is the old Freddie Sears that we used to see before the barren months and months of no goals. Runs at his man, shifts it to the right, makes a bit of space and smashes the shot in. Glorious play from Sears. We waited until the second from last game of the season, 92nd minute, for his first goal, and then in the next game, he scores another one after 7 minutes. Streaky player, Sears, but great for him to have a couple of goals to finish the season. I wonder whether this affects the contract negotiations or talks about him saying that he will inevitably have with the new manager. Now, this is about to become attack versus defence. Boro are going to take over for the remainder of the half. So Downing shoots and Carter-Vickers makes the first of about 1,000 blocks he makes today. Traore runs past 2 and Skews takes a yellow card for fouling him. Ipswich getting narrower and narrower and deeper. We've seen this when they don't play a back 4. Everything seems to converge inwards and they literally just try and get as many people between Boro and the goal as possible. Boro's front players, a lot of them willing to dribble with the ball and a very dangerous proposition. Skews drives forward from midfield, hits a shot so tame that it nearly rolls through to Waghorn and works out as a through ball. Shotton goes down the right, takes on Kenlock. His cross gets deflected, nearly catches Bart out on the near post. Downing shoots way over from the corner. The next passage after Downing has a low cross in for Assombalonga is the most comfortable Ipswich were in the half. They sort of defend for 10 minutes fairly comfortably. There was a drinks break in the middle due to the heat that may have stopped the momentum there. Downing then with a carbon copy of Shotton's one that was deflected, although Białkowski has to make the save down to his right this time from the corner. Over to the back post, Ayala gets something on it. Bart can't sort his feet out, it's trickling into the goal, and I think Carter Vickers smashes it off the goal line. We all look at the ref these days. He doesn't point at his arms. Off the line, no goal. On to 37-minute, Waghorn chest down and half volley at goal. Randolph seems to have that covered. Needham with a hilarious professional foul on Traore to stop a counter-attack. Literally wraps his arms around him and grabs him and takes the yellow card. Then Sears, third Ipswich player in the book, takes a yellow card for kicking the ball away. Well, I never. It's literally so hot in Ipswich that my iPhone just conked out, overheated. So I've moved into the shade a little bit. I think I was up to half-time and was just about to say that Ipswich started well. Couple of those chances, capitalised on the intensity of the first 7 or 8 minutes. Great to see Sears getting the goal there. And then really from then on it was attack versus defence. Ipswich clinging on quite a lot, but comfortable between, like we said, 23 and 33 minutes. But it was going to be a long second half. At this point, the news from Hillsborough was that Norwich were 3-0 down, I believe, or 2-0 down. So Ipswich is to wreck in the second half. Into the second half we go. Another great run by Traore into the box, shoots left-footed. Connolly throws himself at it, makes the block. Ayala up again at the corner. He heads over. Boro piling in. Another corner. Besic holds it this time. He holds it in the box. He feeds Friend. Friend's cross deflects back to Downing. He shoots right-footed. Assombalonga is right in the middle of the goal in front of Bielkowski. He gets a slight touch on it, but not enough to... Maybe there wasn't enough pace on Downing's initial shot for Assombalonga to poke it into the goal. There's a 50-50 in the centre circle. Waghorn, brilliant pirouette from him to get away from his man. He feeds Sears. Sears carries it forward. He floats it to the back post. Waghorn's got there, gets a good volley on it, and I think Randolph saves it with his feet, if I saw correctly. From the corner, Waghorn to Skews, a la Beckham to Scholes all those years ago. Skews smashes the volley at goal, and Randolph makes a good save. A lot of his teammates went over to him to say, good save. Pulis makes his play here. Bamford in for Howson, so Bamford to add in an extra body, sort of 4-2-3-1 rather than the 3 sitting midfielders there. So brave from Pulis. And absolute chaos here on 62. It's a great game. Boro breakout from the corner is 2 versus 1. Carter Vickers is not quick. He's chasing back. Bamford's got the ball. He plays it early to Assombalonga. They're the 2 guys. And it's a poor ball. He overhits it. If he'd have got that one right, Assombalonga was clear and probably was going to score. Assombalonga's gone wide now. Although there's still 2-on-2. He crosses it in for Bamford. Kenlogg's getting back. But Carter Vickers panics. Gives it straight back to Boro. Oh, my goodness me. And then Boro give it away and Ipswich get a break on. Waghorn plays it to Sears, but he can't quite get in behind. Really interesting end-to-end stuff. Ipswich still with some counter-attacking ploys. Here, Boro surging forward. Lots and lots of last-ditch stuff. I could not write down the amount of blocks and bodies in the way, particularly Carter Vickers did today. Waghorn slips. Assombalonga carries it forward. He's into the box now, and Webster gets a great block in as he unloads the shot when he's in on goal. Finally, on 70 minutes, Boro get the equaliser that they've been playing for about 63 minutes or whatever it is now. It's from a corner. It goes to the edge of the box. Downing, he controls it. I don't know, I think it's Needham possibly. Stands off, he shifts it to his right foot. Gets a good shot into the corner through the crowd. Low down, good finish by Downing. He's been a worthy opponent for a lot of teams for a lot of years. Now, into the corner, you can't say Boro didn't deserve it, but it was enjoyable watching Ipswich cling on to their lead. 20 minutes now to can they finish above Norwich. Oh, diagonal to Friend. He's in on goal. Assombalonga's with him. Assombalonga was probably offside. Maybe he put Friend off. Friend miscontrols it in a really good position there. As I say, if Assombalonga took it, he probably would have been offside, but there you go. Boro are all over it now. Assombalonga slid in the inside right spot. He's in on goal, smashes it near post. The big pole in the goal stands up and gets a strong hand on it. Boro really turning the screw now. Interestingly, Brian Kluge does not put on loan players like Gleeson. He puts on McLaughlin for Needham. He puts Hyam on for Connolly just for extra legs. Spence robs Bamford. Could Ipswich get an unlikely breakaway here? He shoots left-footed, but it's straight at Randolph there, he did all he could with the shot. Waghorn blazes one over from way out, and amazingly on 81, through nothing more than some sheer grit and determination, Ipswich get a penalty. So McLaughlin's in the left back position and he just keeps charging it down. Once, then twice, gets a lucky bounce into the box, in he goes. Great determination from McLaughlin. He gets brought down, he gets there first, and it's a penalty. And we had the first 4-goal win last season. We had the first Sears goal, and now all of a sudden, 7 minutes from the end of the season, we're going to get the first penalty for Ipswich. Incredible stuff. We know Waghorn took a lot of penalty kicks when he was at Glasgow Rangers, certainly in their promotion season. Waghorn steps up, sticks it in the corner, 16 goals from him. Wow, Ipswich have the lead. Can they throw this away now? We know Norwich are 4-1 down, so it's down to Ipswich. They just need to hold on. A draw will do. Boro fans probably knew that Derby were thrashing Barnsley, so they're now in 6th place as we go into these last minutes. Down the line, incredible touch by Waghorn to bring it down. He plays in Sears into the box. He makes space, hits it right-footed. Randolph saves. Besic has another shot blocked. Wolfenden comes in for Spence, presumably just to add some more legs and maybe a bit more pace that side. Harrison comes in for Clayton. Traore takes a corner near post. Bamford flicks the header over, and we go into 5 minutes of stoppage time. Ipswich do not like 5 minutes of stoppage time. We've seen lots of late goals against Ipswich. Sheffield Wednesday, that heartbreaking one against Norwich. 2 for Forest a couple of weeks ago. We know Ipswich susceptible at the end. And Assombalonga, he's in on goal. He's 6 yards out. Makes space, he's in on goal. Amazing block by Carter Vickers. It falls to Bamford. He's 6 yards out, and somehow Bielkowski saves with his feet. Or Ipswich living a charmed life in the goal here. Traore's in on the right-hand side. It's never-ending attack after attack for Middlesbrough. Stinging shot. Bark has strong hands from the corner. It goes back to Besic. There's a crowd scene in the box. He hangs back. He curls the shot. It's a great shot. Hits the bar. Hits Bielkowski on the back. Into the goal it goes. We think Boro have got the equaliser. It's disallowed. I think someone's offside. I don't know what the ruling is there, whether as soon as it hits the bar they then become active, because it looked like an own goal off Bielkowski, but interesting to see that one back. It doesn't matter though, because I think 94th minute Boro get the equaliser. I was into the moment. Boro probably did deserve not to lose this game, but by the time it gets to 94, 95 minutes, in goes the corner. Bamford climbs well, he powers the header in. It didn't really matter for Ipswich in the end, because all they were really playing for was to finish above Norwich. They got 12th place. They got the finish above Norwich. Did it matter more for Boro? And this is really what I want to hear from the Boro fans. Would you have rathered Villa or would you have rathered Fulham? I know Fulham are an excellent passing team, and maybe over 2 games they'll just strangle you. But it's going to be very cagey. Steve Bruce versus Tony Pulis. A lot of highly paid ex-Premier League players in there. That's going to be a titanic playoff semi-final. Boro fans, let me know, how do you think that's going to go? And was it a net gain you scored in that late goal? I know you should always play to win and play to score, but would you have rather had Fulham or would you have rather had Villa? A lot of people talk about the psychology of it. If you've just missed out on 2nd place, Fulham losing at Birmingham today, let me know what you think. As regards to Boro's team, they got a great experienced manager. Obviously Monk was replaced, probably knowing that Pulis was coming in December. I think lots of powerful big players, experienced players. Ayala, Gibson at the back. There's 3 sitting in midfield, and the game plan is to get Downing and Traore on the ball in those attacking positions. You've got Downing's cunning and wisdom. You've got Assombalonga's strength and finishing up front. And I genuinely would say, acceleration-wise, I have never seen a player as quick as Traore. He is a terrifying player. I cannot remember. Neil Taylor is possibly Villa's left back there. I cannot remember seeing a player that quick in in the flesh. What a great player he is. So, Boro fans, how do you think it's going to go in the playoffs? That's all I've got to say to you. Maybe that front three can do it for you. And with strength on the bench there with Bamford and our old guy, Ledbetter. Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments. For Ipswich, what an interesting season. Obviously, much of it predicated by the saga of the previous manager's contract expiring. Then he walks out. There was a chant today. We've got our Ipswich back. Certainly over the past month or so, it's been a bit more enjoyable. I must say, Ipswich, lucky point today, but great to see the young players in. Kenlock must have played 6 or 7 games in a row now. Nydam too. Great to see Sears getting a goal. Waghorn, who's been amazing this season, gets his 16th of the season in a not very attacking team. Great stuff from him. Ipswich fans, is that the last we've seen of Bart? Is that the last we've seen of Carter Vickers? Is that the last we've seen of Connolly? Is that the last we've seen of Sears? Who knows who's coming as the new manager? Who knows who's going to be here next season? But we've got our Ipswich back was the chant. It was exciting. It was fun. It was irritating to concede another mighty late goal whilst clinging on. But football fans are always optimistic. We're going to come back with a new manager, maybe a new ethic, a new era for the club. Maybe some players gone out, some players gone in. So perhaps it's an exciting time to be an Ipswich fan. Let me know what you think of the game and of the season. Thank you to everybody who's watched these videos over the course of the season. If I get a chance to bum a playoff ticket for one of those games, you might see me again before the end of the season. So please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. If I don't see you for a playoff game, I will see you bright and breezy, optimistic at the start of August when Ipswich have a new manager. There'll surely be some content from us on the Blue Monday podcast between now and then. But thank you for watching. I really need to open the windows now and breathe some fresh air, and I will bid you farewell.